typing
Hold
is
on.
amazing.
Thank you. Hold on. I'm not done with preparations. Subscribe to I Play Winner.
Wow.
Do we need the intro?
Do you want to do an intro?
Yeah, I'll do one.
All right, go for it.
Hold on. Me. Alright.
That's the intro.
Out of the box, clap, clap. Out of the box, clap, clap. This is the show that sucks with me and Harrison. How you guys doing?
What's up, everybody? Uh, Sad day in the
Sad day
FGC.
indeed.
Art, the owner of Southtown, has officially announced that he is closing up shop after this weekend's Rambats.
Yup.
That's it? Yeah, that's it.
Well, I mean, there's nothing I can really do about it. It just sucks. Much like the show.
Much like this show, except it's probably...
It's way worse.
It's way worse, and that's saying a lot.
Yeah, it's... The reason it's being closed, if you guys read the article on southtownarcade.com, I think?
Yes. Yes.
It's just the lease is going to be up this year, and there's just money issues. You can't really run an arcade in today's economy successfully, like a classic arcade. So it just went down the drain, and not everyone in NorCal came out to support the Rambats fucking people.
Blow-ups.
No, I'll say this: if someone's like, "Oh my god, it sucks Southtown was closing. I wish I could do something," and they never came to a Rambat and they're in San Francisco, they can literally take two dicks in the ear. Like they're terrible people, and like there's so many people so close to Southtown that just didn't go.
Yeah, that's really the frustrating part.
It's stupid. And they're like, "Oh, I wish I was better," and they fucking play in their house and suck. And whatever. It just makes me mad.
It just sucks because that's basically where I literally haven't been playing games outside of Southtown for probably 2 months.
Yeah, because after Starbase kind of pseudo died, at least attendance wise, Southtown was the only real place North Bay city wise that people could play. And now that's gone. There's pretty much it's Sacramento, Little and Fairfield, and now the South Bay. Because that was the only thing in the city, realistically. If you look at all the gatherings, none of it's in the city.
Yeah, and the only thing that's left is MGL and SVGL. But that shit's hella far away from me, so I'll probably not go out there unless it's for a ridiculously crazy event.
Yeah, like a Hadocon or something.
Yeah, like a Hadocon or a Titan fight or something like that. I'm not gonna make the trip out there.
And STA has hosted so many fucking events that were not California special, but it was the first Ultimate Marvel versus Capcom 3 tournament, first AE 2012 tournament. They had NorCal Knockouts, which was fucking amazing. They had all kinds of stuff.
And Virtual Fighter, man.
Tournament.
They had Sega come there. I mean, they had tons of stuff there. And of course, KOF.
Yeah, KOF was basically started in America there, at least pumping it into the mainstream and making it more accessible for everyone to watch and stuff. It's not just some random Mexican in a bodega playing it. It's people on the stream, playing tournaments weekly and yeah.
Yeah. Well, I wanna talk more about this, but I think I'll save it for next week when I'm gonna have hopefully Art on the show to talk more about it.
Yeah.
So, what do you think before HonzoGonzo?
What am I, what am I thankful for? All
It's
right.
Turkey Day right around the corner. Are you are you thankful for arcades still being open?
I would be. Um, I'm thankful for the. I'm thankful for the FGC for what it is. How about that? I like the fighting game community and all its shittiness.
You do?
Yeah,
It's like totally a double-edged sword. Like I I still don't understand it at all.
I love it. Much like I love Marvel. Marvel has turned me into like a person who doesn't mind abusive relationships for some reason. Like, cause Marvel has treated me so terribly, and like so physically and mentally, and like it's made me feel bad. And I don't really like it that much, but I'll still love it. And that's how I feel about the fighting game community.
It's it's like knowing what the addiction of crack feels like without actually like using crack, in my
Yeah.
opinion. Um, is that it, Hanzo?
I'm thankful for my health, what little I have.
What little you
Um,
have? I'm surprised with all those Skittles and Mountain Dew you drink.
dude, you don't even know. Dude, my friend, I went to my friend's house, right? He had a pyramid of game fuel, and he was just
What the
drinking
hell is
them.
that? Is it just a
Do you know what game
shitty
fuel
energy
is?
drink?
It's the Halo Mountain Dew.
Oh, okay. You just
He
had
was
a
just
pyramid
chugging
of
them.
it?
Huh?
How is that kid still alive?
Dude, I don't know. When we go to Denny's with him, he drinks like 5 sodas.
I think people like forget like how bad sodas are.
Eh, YOLO, am I right? YOLO
YOLO
swag.
every day of your life.
I'm
I
drinking
guess
water right now.
I guess one of them is gonna be YOLO, right?
I guess. I'm just gonna get hit by a car or stabbed by a prostitute one of these days. So it's like, who cares?
Who cares? Uh, let's see. So Hadocon, how'd you do at Hadocon? I didn't see any of your matches at all.
I I thought I did pretty terrible, and I haven't really played offline seriously since that Southbound. And after that, I just haven't played. I've been busy doing other nerd things, and I thought I did terrible. I got fifth in retrospect. I guess that's good, but I thought I did pretty bad.
You did get fifth?
Yeah, I got fifth.
How many people were for Marvel?
There was I can go back and look, but I'm gonna guesstimate around 80 to 90 for
Uh,
Marvel.
80 to 90.
Yeah, I think Street Fighter had more.
I think Street Fighter had 90. I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Hadocon, if you guys missed it for some reason, was an event hosted by Terry. This is the fourth Hadocon.
Kaneda.
Kaneda.
Yes.
Yeah, Terry Kaneda. The fourth Hadocon, and the last one, it was hosted in the same spot, and let's just say it was half the size, if half the size than it was this time.
Yeah, the crowd was definitely way more massive this time around.
Last time, like everybody, it was a lot of honestly, it was a lot of the top players that were there.
It was pretty much, yeah.
It was like super ridiculously stacked. Like everybody kind of knew each other. Like this time around, there's definitely a lot more people that traveled a lot further. Like I saw a few guys from uh, uh, Donut Dojo, which is, or I'm sorry, Why Do Me Dojo, which is a place in Petaluma where a few people that I know get together and play just fighting games, and they basically never go out anywhere. So it
Yeah.
got a lot of those people out that didn't that basically don't travel at
It
all.
was pretty much a NorCal major. Pretty
Yep.
much.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's a major because it was streamed and there was more than 10 people there.
And there's more there's definitely more than 10 people there.
It was more than people don't know. 10 people.
Um the only bad thing I would say was that it kind of ran out of time at the end.
Yeah. I feel like because Street Fighter was being streamed the majority of the day. That's probably why.
Yeah, and they also had that like expose thing in the beginning.
The exposed thing, yeah.
Um, I mean, they're trying to do something different. Like I get that, but like if they didn't do that in the beginning, they wouldn't have had to cut it short.
Yeah, maybe they should schedule that earlier, like during registration period when they're doing registration, and then as soon as that ends and registration, do the tournament, or have the bracket ready when it ends.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So you did all right. I did fucking terrible. Like I was
yeah,
just I played the worst I had played in probably 2 years of playing Street Fighter. I I was just playing absolutely terrible. I missed all of my combos. I couldn't tech throws. I got a level 2 crumple, and then instead of ultraing him, I grabbed him, and then I just heard everybody in the background go, "Why the fuck did he just grab that guy?" Like I didn't want to grab him. Um, and that was pretty much it. That was the end of the road for me. I think James, the Ken player who beat me, one of LPN's friends, I think he took 4 straight rounds from me or something.
yo,
Yeah, I was playing absolutely horrible. I had to play Yeb first round.
Yeb was there. I did not recognize him. I didn't know. I didn't even see him.
The only reason that I recognized them was because he was at the Alpha Counter event like a couple weeks before,
Yeah,
and I watched the archive of that.
yeah, but like he looks way different.
I don't know. I mean, I'd only seen the guy once or twice, and
Oh,
I hadn't seen him before that for like years. So
back in vanilla, he looked like really white. Probably the same face, but like he's way tanner now and stuff. And I just didn't recognize him at all. I didn't even realize it was him.
hold on one sec.
I feel like it's because he's probably stationed because he went into the military. I think he's stationed in Sacramento or Travis Air Force Base up there.
Yeah, I mean, because he used to live in like San Diego or something, right?
Yeah, but he went into the Navy or the Air Force or something. But that was random. How did Yep do?
I think he did pretty well.
I didn't see again up there.
Um, I think he beat XSK Samurai. I I don't think he beat anybody else after that. I want to say
Didn't?
maybe he beat one or two because then he ran into Hooman in top 16, and getting in a top 16 I think would only take like what 4 or 5 matches if you win all of them.
Yes. Yes.
So
It's four.
he beat XSK and I can't remember who else he beat. But and then he had to play Hooman, and I unfortunately did not see the match. So Hooman told me it was ridiculously close. When we have him on, I'll ask him more about it. And then I believe Yeb had to play Julio, who was absolutely crazy on fire.
He destroyed everyone.
He destroyed everybody. There's a list somewhere of who he went through to get second place. He beat Yeb. He beat Pierre Balrog. Did he beat Chemo? I can't remember.
I would imagine.
And then he had to play. Think he beat Terry, and then he beat LPN. So that's like 4 or 5 people right there, and then there's like 2 more people in there that were just like ridiculously good people. I think he had to beat Tyler too, who was another Makoto player.
All the Makotos.
Oh yeah, that all Makoto players or that all Makoto team taking first in teams. That was pretty crazy. I did not expect that. Like I know those guys like collaborate and stuff, but I was not expecting all of those guys to be on the same team.
It was pretty funny. Because you lose, you beat Makoto and you got to deal with two more. What a nightmare.
And they all play differently. Like Devin plays he plays kind of risky. And then you have Tyler, who plays super lame, like the lamest Makoto you probably are going to play, and then and then Kelvin, who's I would say, in my opinion, is probably the best Makoto on the team. Um, and he definitely knows how to play Makoto better than the other two. Not saying that the other two, Devin and Tyler, don't know how to play Makoto, but I think it's just his execution is more on point, and his reads are just a lot better.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I heard Marvel Teams was kind of a blow up, like Shady Cage just bodied everybody.
Every single okay, well, whoever was responsible for brackets in the entire tournament should just get castrated or something. Because I heard it was Willie didn't do the Marvel brackets from what I heard, but somebody did for teams, and it was pretty much every single team that had good people on them on one end of the bracket, and then Win Zero's team at the other end. And so when Zero's team just fucking destroyed everyone on that side, they just ran through them all. And then it was like Drew Gramey, Falcomus versus my team, and then we had to play like right after that we had to play Shitty K's team, and we had another team before that. It was pretty good. But yeah, Shitty K pretty much Shitty K OCV most teams. He only lost to Hayam Nasty and Taekwa in the whole tournament. So it was pretty much Shady K just destroying everyone. And PR Rog saving the day when he lost.
Wow.
Yeah. Shady,
He didn't enter singles, right?
No, he did not.
What a piece of shit. Keeping tech for himself.
I mean, I'm kind of thankful he didn't enter singles because if
It
I met
probably
with him,
just destroyed everybody, do you think?
he would get up there. Some people could beat him, like Nasty or take like some players that he doesn't have a beat on. He can
Yeah.
beat. But I played him in casuals. I couldn't take a game off him. He's too smart. He's too smart. He doesn't drop things. Does the infinite on you. He's too good
The Doom
for
one,
new
right?
ones. Huh?
The Doom Infinite, right?
Yeah, he has it down pretty well.
Could he do it like every way?
I'm pretty sure it doesn't matter which way you do it because you just like foot dive to the ground and then you start it there.
Oh yeah. I saw somebody
Um,
doing that the other day.
but yeah, teams was a blow up. Singles, it was pretty standard, except a player named Orion X Elite kind of destroyed most top players he met. I mean, first round he beat Drew 3-1, and he was tearing it up through
Oh, I watched
winners.
that match. I think was it that bad though? I can't remember. I thought like Drew kind of had two of those matches or something.
Drew is playing not well, to say the least. But Orion was just capitalizing on it and lightning looping him to death, you know.
Yeah.
And then he went through and he actually eliminated me, and he got fourth. And I'm pretty sure that's super good for him considering he comes from an anime background. And anime players are typically brain dead. No, but yeah, he did really well for himself. Taekwa got third. He was just raffle stomping over everyone. X-Ray destroyed pretty much everyone he met until grand finals. He beat PR Rog too. He sent them to losers.
Oh shit,
X-
really?
yeah, X-Ray was on fire the entire tournament, and yeah, he just didn't clutch it out against Rog in grand finals, so Rog took it.
That sucks. Um, where's that Orion guy from?
Orion is from South Bay somewhere. I forget the exact location. He lives near Beneath, if you know who he is. Apology Man.
Lives near where? Sorry.
Beneath. You don't know who he is.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say like, cause if he's from out of town, I was gonna say speaking of out of towners, there's that Reno Adon player Jesus there too,
Jesus.
and he was
What's with people in Zeus, like in their names?
I I don't know.
There's so many Zeuses.
So what? How? What?
There's a
No,
lot
there's
of
not.
Zeuses. Yeah,
How?
there is.
No, there's not.
There's Jesus. There's Zeus, the Marvel player. There's Zeus, the AE player in it goes to Big Two. And that's three. And three is more than two. And
Okay. Wow, I thought you were gonna dazzle me with like 20 like
I'm
Jesus
sure there's
players.
more.
Uh,
Someone, give me a list. Put my
yeah,
site.
somebody else do my work for me. Thanks, guys. But I just like because those guys are down from Reno, and I can't remember who Jesus played, but he just bodied him. Oh, it was Nima, I think. He like perfected him one round and like stunned him 2 rounds in a row, and then he taunted him and then threw him and killed him.
I
Like,
didn't see that match.
dude, everybody's like, "Oh shit!" Like these guys are hella serious. They're here to just body people. And I actually don't know how far in the tournament that guy got because
He was. I remember I sat down and he lost and he was eliminated. So I think he got top 8.
yeah.
I think so. I'm not entirely sure.
All right, so we're gonna get somebody else on here who knows or who is gonna talk more about Hadocon. We're gonna get Hoodaman on the show, and if you guys don't know who he is a Starbase regular who's been going there just like me for. He's been going there. I want to say like a few months or a year before me, so probably about like 5 years or something. But he's a Honda player that won Hadocon. A Honda player. He's the Honda player. Like nobody
D
else plays.
Honda.
He's the Honda player. He also won Tighter Fight not too long ago, also, which is freaking incredible.
Hello, hello.
Hey, turn this down a little bit.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right, there you go.
I don't know how to work a computer, I guess.
Well, welcome to the show, Who Man.
All right, thanks for having me.
So how do you feel about winning Hadocon?
Feels good to win. I mean, it was just a really crazy tournament, 12 hours long. Like,
Yeah, that was pretty long. Must say. I was definitely exhausted like 4 hours in.
yeah, I mean, it just like it felt good to see all those people there, really like just repping the game. Like there was like 200 people there. It was pretty crazy.
Was there anybody there that you were kind of surprised to see?
Yeah, there was I was mainly surprised to see Yeb, the Gen player. There, I guess he lives in Monterey now, originally from San Diego.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a shock because right when I saw him, I was like, I don't know if people are ready for this guy.
Uh, so hold on one sec. I was gonna. This probably is gonna be the answer because you just said yeah, but can you turn your sound down a little bit? I'm getting a little bit of feedback.
You talking to me?
Yeah.
Turn my sound down. Let's see. Let's see. How's that?
Hello.
Can you hear me?
That's a little better. So I was just gonna ask you, what do you think your hardest matchup was, that whole day?
That's same answer. Yeah, it's got to be Yeb.
Can you run us through the match?
Yeah, we played off stream actually, because they're running out of time. So for top 16, they had to play some matches off stream. Can you guys hear me? Okay.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, cool. So I basically had to wait like 2 hours to play him because there's a huge gap between pool play and top 16. So I was waiting to play him on stream, and then Terry said they're running out of time. So he's like, "You guys have to play off stream unless you guys like absolutely insist to play on stream." So I looked at Yeb, and he looked at me. We're just like, whatever. So we just played off stream. Yeah, the match was crazy. It was intense. He basically scraped me the first match like so fast that I was kind of just like on my heels. I was like, what the hell just happened? It was like 2 rounds straight. It was just so fast. I thought I was gonna lose the whole match before I even got to really think about it. So I went into the second match, and he actually won the first round of the second match as well. So I was just down 3 rounds to nothing, just out of the blue. I didn't really know exactly what to do at the moment, but I had a lot of support behind me. I had a lot of folks behind me that were just, you know, whatever, just give me advice, support, and all that. So I kind of took some of it, and the basic advice people give Honda players is slow down and, turtle, chill, don't reversal, don't do stupid stuff. So, um, I kind of went with that. I just, what he was really out footseeing me, and he was really like, stopping my movement. He was really like jumping in right when I had no charge, and I kind of all that just kind of sunk in, and I kind of just corrected all those things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I
What
just
was there anything like that you did after those 3 rounds? Was there anything that you noticed that happened that made the tides turn, I guess?
it was really slow. It's like I think I can't remember. It was like really, there's a lot of intensity in that match, so I can't remember exactly what was going on. But I feel like the fourth round, basically my last round to do anything in that second match, I kind of remember. I was just like really looking for some kind of hole in his gameplay, and I couldn't really find anything. Uh, and I remember just seeing that, he would do something if I waited long enough. He wasn't gonna just tank it out forever. So that's the one thing I noticed. Um, so I would just walk forward to make him think that I was not expecting a jump in, and then he would jump in. I'd fierce him out of the air, just take a trade or whatever. Gen can't take hits.
I was gonna
Very
say, man, you get a trade in the air with one of those fierces from Honda, that's gonna hurt him.
Yeah, so it's just really like little adjustments that I just kind of came to me as the match was going on. When I was able to win that first round, I was like, okay, I have something, and I kind of just went with that as the rounds went on. After I won the second round or second match, that's when I kind of felt like we were on even footing. Like he knew enough about me and I knew enough about him, and it was just a matter of like kind of who outplayed who that last match. It could have gone either way, I think.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Um, so like outside of you playing in the tournament, like how did you like the event?
Um,
Like when you had downtime or whatever, not playing a match.
like I guess the venue was pretty cool. It's like a go-kart joint. Like there's all these people there just racing cars and stuff or whatever. It's pretty cool. There's a lot of people there, obviously not there for our event. Um, it was cool. Like no real complaints about it. There was plenty of casual stations. There was a lot of hype. There was that little exposed thing they had on the side. I kind of like to see more of that in NorCal, just like kind of side hype tournaments, just creative stuff like that. I think the scene needs a little bit more creativity, and I think that's the right direction to take things.
Do you think it was the right idea though? Because at the end they kind of ran out of time, and it seemed like if they would have done, or maybe just pushed it a little bit sooner, they could have finished like grand finals on stream.
I know. Yeah, that's the thing. I think it's the right idea to have things like that. Uh, I don't think Terry was expecting this event to be this big. I didn't go to the last one. I think you did. How many people were there in comparison to
Oh, there's
last?
like half as many people.
Half as many. Yeah. So it's like he wasn't expecting this, and honestly, like this was the perfect weekend to throw an event like this because people were like getting done with school and people were coming back into town or whatever. Like, there's like 200 people there. So I mean, I think I overheard somebody say that if they're gonna do the event again, they might do it 2 days. So if they do that, then sure, yeah, even do more of that exposed stuff. Do all of that. You're gonna have more time.
Yeah, especially if you have 2 days.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, because I said he was definitely saying something about trying to make it a major next time.
Yeah, I mean, he could definitely get away with that. I mean, I don't know what qualifies as a major as far as numbers go, but having about 100 people for Marvel and 100 people for AE
You
is
can call that a major,
yeah.
in my
I mean,
opinion.
Eh,
Really? Because I
yeah.
went to Northwest Majors and there was only like 110 people for
That's
Street
not a
Fighter.
major.
Well, they said it was a major, so it's a major.
Well, okay. Southtown's a major. Major this Saturday. Let's go.
It might turn into that. Who knows?
I know, right?
Southtown Makers.
Maybe the next Southtown event will be a major. Uh, so okay, are you gonna try to travel like anywhere outside of NorCal next year. I don't think there's any more events this year.
For like majors, you mean?
Yeah, majors wise.
Outside of NorCal. Well, I mean, I'm planning to go to SCR. I guess that's in January.
Yeah, I think January 18th.
Yeah, January 18th. That looks pretty hype. I mean, the ones that are on the West Coast are pretty easy to get to for us, in NorCal. Just, road trip, 5-6 hours. It's pretty easy to get to. As far as flying to something, I mean, I don't know. I looked up some plane tickets, and it's like $500 something to get to the East Coast round trip. It's not really realistic for me right now, so I don't know. We'll see what happens.
I mean, you have these are two pretty big wins under your belt now. Do you feel like you're gonna try and look for a sponsorship?
I don't really know how to go about doing that, to be honest, and I don't know. To me, it seems like from the couple majors I went to in LA, I went to Revelations and 25th anniversary. It seems like if you're not making top 8 at majors regularly, you're really like not in contention. Like you shouldn't even. I mean, there's nothing to be gained for sponsors to sponsor you. I feel, because when you make top 8 at a major, that's the viewers on the stream is ridiculous. Like I looked at some of the viewers top 8 in whatever Canada Cup and all. There's just so many people watching you, and that's what they want. They want to see their logo or whatever it is up there on top 8. So if you're not making top 8 at majors like consistently, why are you sponsored? What do they gain out of it? So I've yet to make top 8 at any major, so why would I be sponsored? You know what I mean?
I mean, I guess, but
Thanks
I'm
for shitting on
biased.
me, Hoodaman.
I'm biased. So why you got top 8 at a major, Honzo?
I've never gotten top 8 at a major.
You
I got-
haven't?
No.
You serious?
I got 9th once, and then I went to the bathroom and killed myself.
Wow, what's up with the North Bay guys, man? We all got 9th.
I was gonna say this is the room
Yeah.
of 9th place right here.
Yeah, I've got 9th twice. I mean, but okay, so aside from getting top 8 regularly, I think the other thing that can get you sponsored is obviously some kind of, personality thing you can bring, or some kind of hype, some kind of something else, aside from being a good player. So, I mean, I think HonzoGonzo definitely has got that, on lock. I mean, I heard somebody say that in NorCal, there's only 2 major personalities, like HonzoGonzo and Filipino Champ.
Oh, jeez, you're making my head big.
I can't really argue with that, so.
I don't know. I think there's the other thing they have to look at is who you're playing against, because I mean you beat Ricky and Pierre Balrog in tighter fight, and unfortunately, if you're not familiar with the scene, you're not gonna really. I mean, you'll probably know who those people are if you're trying to sponsor people, but I think that's another thing they have to look at, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It all depends on what the sponsors are looking for. But it just seems like, I mean, they want viewers to see you and notice you. And I know some things can just get you sponsored immediately. It seems like if you got top 8 at Evo, it seems like you don't really need to do that well at any other event. You can just get sponsored just off that.
Flash Metroid.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really see him getting top 8 at anything else, but I mean, he did make top 8 at Evo, and he does have a lot of followers. He's got some some stuff he works with, to
He's
gain
doing something right, I guess.
something right. Yeah, so you gotta work that hustle. I don't really have time to do all that. I just love playing. I love the scene out here. I love going to tournaments and competing and pushing myself. So that's about all I got.
Did you have something to add, Honzo?
Huh?
Did you have something to add?
Oh yeah. So you've traveled to Korea, correct?
I did. Yeah, I've been to Korea 3 times. Wasn't really video game related any of those times. It's my buddy I've known since 2nd grade teaches English there, so he's just come stay with me for free. Just get on vacation. The ticket's about $700 round trip. So I just saved up and did that. Now you can get by there, real cheap. But yeah, I've been there 3 times.
You describe a day in the life of going to Cafe ID. and playing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I could talk about that. That's like the last time I went there, or no, actually, it was the second time I went there is when I discovered it. Um, and then the last time I went there last year, it's been exactly a year ago. I basically, I kind of lived there for a couple months. I was gonna leave after a month, and then they offered to, the owner of Cafe ID, Kenso, saying he offered me to stay there um, for a couple more months, and he got like this little English class together for me so I can kind of make some money and stay. But basically, the cafe is a 24-hour gaming cafe, and they have some kind of stuff on the side like going on there, but it's mainly, people come there and grind, and um, they get to sleep there. There's like bunk beds in the back. There's shower. Um, there's a fridge, coffee, all you can eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Um, so people come there to grind. The way it works out there in Seoul, Korea, is that most people don't drive. They just take the subway, and the subway stops at midnight. So um, they have to just stay there until 5 a.m. till it starts again. So some people make like little pilgrimages to Cafe ID. It's actually called Cafe ID. That's how they say it. Um, and they just grind. And those guys, out there, when they get the opportunity to get out of the house, um, and get away from their parents and get away from their work or whatever military, they just go there and they train. I mean, they really bring it. They go 100%, and they'll play for hours on end. The KOF, when KOF came out, I was there, and like these guys like stayed there for 2 weeks straight and played every day. That's all they did. One of the guys out there, one of the top players, he didn't make it out to Evo. Actually, his name was Song. He was one of the best players in KOF. He would go like toe to toe with Mad KOF when I was out there. That guy would just sleep on the couch right next to the console, and he would never go back to where the bunk beds were. And I would always be like, "Yo, Song, the beds are back there, man. Go take a nap, like for real. Like I haven't seen you sleep in like days." And he's basically, with his limited English, told me that if he goes back there, he's never gonna come out. He hasn't slept in hella long, so he's like, I'm gonna stay right here, sleep just enough till I can get back up and play.
Jeez.
That's how hard he grinds.
What do you think needs to happen in America for people to train hardcore like that? Do you think it's just a culture thing, or?
I do think it's a culture thing because they don't have events like we do. Like I went to one tournament when I was there last time, and it was like this LG Cup qualifier, like super corporate. It was pretty cool, but like we bring hype in America. We got too many events now, like out in NorCal, like all these little tournaments and stuff like that. It's a more social thing for us, I think. They do it to, like, I don't know, they relieve stress. They really, they don't have a lot of time on their hands to do that, because they know, like, once they start working, that's what it's all about. They work hard out there, so they kind of bring that into games while they can. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah, I kind of feel like that's like a lost cause out here, almost. Like, I can't remember the last time where I sat down for like 2 hours and like really grinded out a matchup or something like that. It's kind of just like, let's just have fun and play ults, or just goof around and just see what happens.
Yeah, we goof around out here, and like the last time, I think we have tournaments, right? So when we go to tournaments, it's serious, and like I think I played you, Harrison, at Hadocon on the side before I had to play Yeb, and we grinded that.
Yeah, that was pretty serious.
Yeah, that was good, and like I can't remember the last time we did that, and we were around the same area all the time. So I think the tournaments definitely make us play at a higher level, and since we have these tournaments all the time, we can actually raise that intensity of our play to maybe like an international level, because they don't have all those tournaments. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So different, but effective too, I think.
So you've also been to Japan for Street Fighter. Can you compare the scenes between Japan and Korea?
I can with my kind of limited
Yeah.
understanding of the Japanese scene because I don't know a lot of people in Japan, so I just went there and went to the arcades that were popular. I think I hit up this guy Reno from the Shoryuken website. Or he has a website called Versus City, and Hans told me to hit him up to find out where the arcades were in Osaka. So I did that and went to the ones where all the top players played at, and it wasn't very social. People were just playing, relieving stress, grinding matches, just getting down. So I had more fun in Korea because Cafe It is like some kind of like little haven where all these guys just go to and they just stay for weeks. You get to know each other well. You get to go eat with each other. You know, you really get to feel part of a community there. So I didn't get to experience that in Japan. I'm sure there might be something like that there, but I just got to hit up the arcades and the level of play was amazing. Um, but yeah, I didn't really get that social aspect that I got in Korea.
Okay. That's all I got.
Was there any player like for Street Fighter that you were like, wow, like I wasn't expecting that, or like just oddball characters that you had never fought like as great of a person that plays that character before?
Oh yeah, there's a ton in both countries. I never fought like Akumas as I fought over there in both countries. They're just zoning characters are they're so on point with the like art of being lame. I just don't see that in the American scene very much, like to that degree. Like they're so meticulous about how like every step they take and every like pixel of health they have. The one character, I mean, the one player that stood out the most to me while I was out there was actually a Gen player. His name was Amu. I think that's how you say his name. I think he's the number one BP Gen player out there. I got to play some matches with him, not too many, maybe like 3 or 4, and he kind of just blew my mind with just everything Gen has, plus just how he spaced all of his normals and footsies. That kind of just that blew me away. I never seen anybody play with such like detail as him.
I think he got like top 8 at the last Shadowloo, I believe.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's pretty high.
All right, so you basically just play Street Fighter. Do you feel like you have time for like to play another game competitively?
Competitively, I don't know. I mean, I think I think it all depends on the community around me because I don't have a lot of time to travel around NorCal to like find people to play with right now because life gets hectic, whatever. I do play some games on the side. I play Virtual Fighter, a little bit of Soul Calibur, a little bit of KOF. I was messing with Cross Tekken. I haven't touched it for a while, but I still have it here. As far as competitively, it all depends on the people around me. If they're serious about it, we can all play it and level up. Because I really need people around me. I can't just go in a training mode or go online. Like I don't level up that way. I need people around me. So, if I heard, I heard some rumors about like Capcom and maybe a new fighter. I don't know if that's true or not, but if something came out that got my community hyped, the people I play with, then yeah, that I would have time because we'll all be around each other, just kicking it, playing.
If you did have enough time and you had unlimited resources, what game would you play competitively?
Out of the ones out right now?
Yes.
Oh man, that's a tough question. Man, I don't even know. I really like VF a lot, actually.
Okay.
Another thing is if I don't even know if there's much of a tournament scene for it, but that's probably the game I identify with the most right now. I like KOF. Soul Calibur is pretty fun too, but it's like that game just feels good, feels the best to me right now. So I'd probably choose that.
Like, there's no like. Do you think the better person is always gonna win in that game?
I don't know enough about it yet. That's what people say, about it that have been playing it for a while. But of course, they love the game, so they're gonna say great things about it. Yeah, I don't know enough about the game. All I can say is that it feels really responsive, if that makes sense. Like when I do stuff, like when I think to do stuff, it just happens like right away. It's not like clunky. It doesn't feel cheap. It feels like a lot of time went into detail in that game. And I like that. I can really sense that. It feels good to really put my hands on it, you know. So
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you get offered that for 15 bucks too, that's not gonna hurt.
yeah, there's a lot of good things it has going for it. Yeah, it was super cheap. I heard it even went even cheaper than that for a while. The net code's good. The characters are fairly balanced. I think there's a few like really strong characters in that game, but I don't think it's as bad as some matchups in Street Fighter. I think you can overcome it just by playing a little better, from what I hear. So
Which you're probably all for, considering you have like the hardest time against Ryu.
yeah, I do. I mean, shoot, I'm still waiting for somebody to show me something because you never know. Somebody could just have some technology sometimes. But in
Just gotta
3
wait for
years,
those unblockables, man.
yeah.
Of course, like
Yeah.
you gotta get the knockdown first, I guess.
Yeah, Honda doesn't knock down very good. That's his thing.
Just sweep them. I mean, come on.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. The good thing is that unblockables are hard to do on Honda, so that's the one thing he's got going for him too.
So, how long have you been playing fighting games in general?
Competitively since '09 with vanilla, and then I played when I was a kid, just in middle school, like in the '90s when like Street Fighter was in the arcades. When I saw Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition, I was just obsessed with it as a little kid. I was in the arcade every day. Uh, no competitions and no high caliber players. It was just like a line of people waiting to play that game. So I would just sit there in line trying to think of how I can win and stay on the longest because I only had like a buck or two. That's how it was back
Yeah,
then.
sitting there like scoping out the person that's winning or something, and then jump in line.
Yeah, it's just a really like, I don't know what it is. You just look and you just kind of just see what can I do to beat that so I can keep playing because you don't want to go back in line. That's like the worst feeling ever. And it just, I don't know, it kind of builds this sense of like it's an emergency, like I have to win, you know?
Yeah.
I think some of that still remains today, even though I didn't play any games for like 10 years after that. Like some of that's still there. So
I think so. I mean, I remember going to MGL for the first time, and even just like waiting a couple people in line, dude. It's like frustrating. Like, cause you're so used to playing at home and like just having everything at your fingertips and not having to wait for anybody if you don't want to.
yeah, tell me about it, man. It's so different now. I mean, it's better, but at the same time, I don't know. There's less pressure. There's less nervousness. So those nerves kind of help in tournament, I think.
So, do you have any advice for new people that are playing, or they're trying to pick up fighting games in general?
New people that are trying to pick up fighting games in general.
Like something, I don't know, because people seem to not understand the scene until they get into it, or just like just some tidbit of advice to look out for or something. I don't know.
There's a lot of things. I mean, it all depends on the scene you're in, I guess. If you're in NorCal, to say it's something different than if you were in like, I don't know, Milwaukee or something, you know.
Yeah.
But if you're just starting, I would say, go to events. Support your local events if you have any. So I guess I'll split it up like into two things. If you have a scene, go to all your local events, represent, introduce yourself to everybody. Really like play everybody. Try to get the most out you can out of your scene. Make sure it's fun for you. Make sure it's a good experience you're having. If you don't have a scene, and you only can play online or something, I would say like try to network that way. Beef up your friends list so you're covering up all these, all your matchups or whatever, and you're getting into rooms and you're having fun with it that way. If that's all you got. But yeah, I would just say network and get into your scene deep if you have it. Either way, offline or online.
Okay, cool. Hanzo, you got anything?
Yeah. Tell us a work story.
A work story?
Yes.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, I drive taxi. So, a work story. Man, there's a lot of stuff that's happened.
The more outrageous, the better. They'll respond better.
Okay, in a nutshell, one time I gave a really drunk dude a ride from a club to somewhere around his house, and I think he blacked out in the back seat, and he just started going off on me, telling me like I stole his backpack, and you need to give me my backpack right now. Like I'm just like, I don't have your backpack, man. Like you didn't even come in here with a backpack. And I had a backpack in the front seat actually, coincidentally, and he sees it and he's just like, my backpack. He just grabs, and he hasn't even paid me for the cab ride yet, and I'm just like wrestling the backpack. I was like, oh, this is mine, man. You got to pay me and get the hell out of my cab. And he just like, he says like F you, and he throws $1 at me. I'm just like, yo, you need to effing pay me right now, man. Like, you have to call the cops. We're gonna have to make this into a problem. And he's just like, what? And he's just like, starts like, he's so faded, like he can barely stand up, and he's like trying to fight me, like puts his hands up, like fists up in there, and he's like, I'm just like on the other side of the cab, so he's just trying to make his way to me, like around the cab, and it's like he's having the hardest time. He can barely stand. He's using the cab to balance himself, and he just barely like makes it to me. I just like walk to the back to where the trunk is, and then he's just like look like he just spent all of his energy. He's just like wants me to just stay in one place, and I'm like, I called the cops. They came, and he saw them. He tried to make a run for it,
I would imagine it didn't end well for that guy.
and he actually fell flat on his face on the cement. And
Nice.
the cops rolled up, and it was like flat on his face, like you couldn't see any face. You just saw the back of his head. They picked him up and shined the light on him. He was wearing white pants. He pissed half his pants, like half his pant legs is all wet. And they just grabbed the wallet out of his pocket and took out the money he owed me. And he had a big smile on his face actually when they had him cuffed. I think he just let it all go, and he was happy now. So they paid me what I needed to get. I was on my way.
Wow. Driving a taxi sure is interesting, eh?
Hey, you get some interesting stuff happening once in a while. I like it. It's a good job, man. You never know what you're gonna get.
All right, so one last question for you. So if you didn't hear, Art announced that Southtown is closing after the 25th, which is this weekend. What was your most memorable moment from Southtown?
Oh my gosh, man, a lot of fun times there. A lot of fun Rambats. Yeah, it's definitely sad to hear that it's closing down. It definitely makes sense, with rent and all that stuff going on in San Francisco. It's really expensive. Um, one good memory.
I mean, you can give a couple. Doesn't matter to me.
Yeah, I mean, there's a ton. I mean, having Andrew there, Magus 1234 there, doing commentary one time at a SF4 tournament was really good. Like I actually still look at that one Ranbat from time to time, because just hearing his advice and his commentary over some of my matches still like opened up my mind on what was going on actually. Uh, yeah, that one Ranbat was really good. I ended up winning that one, but just having the commentary there just made that one Ranbat like stick out to me. Like, a lot of good times to be had there though. It's a great place, and hopefully they can make a comeback sometime.
Any like win in particular there?
Any what?
Any win like in particular? Doesn't have to be like a tournament, just somebody you beat.
Um, yeah, maybe it might have even been that one. I think I beat like LPN's like Sagat, Adon, and like I think he picked like 3 characters on me that he had been beating me with, and I just like got them all at the end, and won the tournament. Yeah, I think that was it.
Well, that's awesome, man. Thanks. Do you have any more questions, Hanzo?
I can do viewer questions.
You can do viewer questions.
Yes.
All right, well, go ahead.
All right. What do you want for Christmas? For everyone. Start with Harrison.
I want a... Man, this is hard. I probably want like a new mixer that has more inputs, or I already have new mics. Um, I don't know. I heard that like the new MacBook Pros have two Thunderbolt ports in them, so that'd be legit if I can ask for anything.
Wow, nerd. Hoodaman, what do you want for Christmas?
I'll take a PS3 and a stick because I still don't have my own. Borrowing Edon's like a moocher, man. I've just been
Awesome.
mooching PS3 sticks for like this entire time. It's
Try to
starting.
get Adar to hook you up, man.
Yeah, shit. I mean, yeah,
You
man.
won the tournament.
Yeah, I should just go buy one. But yeah, I've been waiting to like win one or something, but it's just not really happening. So yeah, man. Santa hook me up.
All right. I want to find my parents. Anyways,
Find your what?
parents.
Parents? Okay.
Next question. How do you think Wentinol is going to do? Okay, this is from Shui. Wentinol's coming for the Rambat this Saturday. He's a SoCal player for Marvel. And I think he's going to do really well. I'll place top 3. There's going to be a lot of people this weekend. I'll definitely be there. Definitely. Hopefully more people come out. Wasn't really a question.
Yeah.
All right, Human. Vidon wants you to compare Yeb, Nu, and Zien. I guess Gen players.
Um, I, it's really hard for me to compare Zien or Shen, however you say his name, because I've never played him. So I haven't analyzed him. It seemed like setup wise, he's probably the strongest as far as what I've seen. Footsie wise, it'd probably be like, I don't know. I think Nu has a really good like kind of NorCal footsie style Gen. I don't think he abuses like the cheap stuff to its highest degree. I think Yeb is definitely like I mean a lot of people think Yeb kind of invented the character as far as his technology goes in vanilla and whatever you can still use now. So I mean I think the way Street Fighter 4 is going right now, having those setups, unblockables, hard to blockables, whatever you call them, is like really big. It's really strong right now, and I think is further along in that than Nu is. But Nu was watching, so I mean, it doesn't take much to just pick it up and learn it. So,
Do you think your time playing the top like #1 Gen in Japan helped at least for Yeb?
I don't think it did at all. To be
Okay.
honest, I played him a few times, like I forget 3 or 4 times, 5 at the most. I think he picked DJ actually a couple times on me. That's his secondary. He smoked me with DJ also, but yeah, I mean it was just I don't think I'd ever played again at that point. So I just kind of got scraped. I didn't even know what the hell happened.
Mm-hmm. All right. Shui has a question. What is one idea that you want to see someone do during Exposed?
Me?
Yeah.
And
What's a humiliation?
I haven't even thought about that, man. I mean, I think they're going the right direction with it. I think the possibilities are endless. I think even the tournament structure is endless. Like they have it now to where they have a tournament and the loser advances, and the grand loser gets some kind of punishment. And then I think the way they did it at Hadocon was that you had no life. I think right. So first hit just one. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of possibilities. I mean, they can go off on that. So I mean, I'm just curious to see what they do with it. I'll try to think of something too. Maybe.
Harrison, do you have a humiliation?
Well, I've already been through one, so I would like them to just upload it.
I actually talked to Crackfiend about that.
Apparently,
And-
Mikey has all the footage or something.
Yeah, Mikey has the footage, and from what it's looking like, we're gonna be on the bonus DVD.
Oh, that's cool.
We're gonna be special features.
The original exposed.
Yeah, the original Exposed. HonzoGonzo Harrison.
What happened? Do you guys mind saying? Or
The first version of the show was like an offline thing where it was like they filmed it and edited it, and me and Harrison went to the first two.
I went
I
to the
think I've
first
been to-
one.
You went to the first one. I've been to the first two. And Harrison actually lost the first one, or I guess won. And he had to do a little humiliation thing. But that is on the internet's not yet, so maybe one day. My humiliation, I would want someone to drink a lot of milk and then have to make out with Marn.
Make out with who? Marn?
Marn,
Why?
because it'd be really gross.
That's like the worst thing I've ever heard.
Right after you drink a lot of milk. I can't think of anything worse.
What about you, man?
I can't think of anything, bro. Like, I don't know, man.
I would say you would just have to sit and play SF Cross Tekken for like 24 straight hours.
Oh my god.
Because I would kill myself.
That's actually pretty harsh. I'm not gonna lie.
Hey, man, what if it's after 2013 and the game's amazing?
Who knows? Who knows? I will.
Who knows?
Hey, man, if they can change it, then like all power to them. To be honest, because they turned
I hope it turns out
absolute.
well.
Yeah, I hope it turns out well for them because they just putting so much work into this game.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch the finals on December.
Yeah, there's gonna be announcements too. I want to know
Ooh.
what those.
Oh yeah, they
Yeah.
said something about yeah. There's like tons of games to play there too. I think there's like another game that's not fighting game oriented there also.
Can I bring Marvel, Harrison,
To what?
to the Street Fighter event?
I think they have Street Fighter there.
No, can I bring Marvel?
Or do they have Marvel? I think they're gonna have Marvel there. I thought.
I don't think they will.
I don't know.
I'll ask Hans. I'm bringing Marvel.
Just bring it and sneak it in one of the PS3s. They'll probably be like, eh.
Yeah, I'm sure they won't care. All right, I'm out of questions.
All right. Well, I guess that's the end of the show. Thanks, Hooman, for joining us on the show.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me, man.
I don't know what's. I can't think of any words of wisdom. You know, keep doing well, Hooman. Hopefully one day you'll get sponsored and not have to pay like $400 to fly to Florida.
Well, shout outs also to just NorCal in general, like for coming out to Hadocon. They really just, they really showed that they're really representing, and every single person in NorCal plays a piece to the scene, and they're important. Like I want to just give a shout out to folks that even don't place high, they don't get top 8 or whatever. That's not even what it's about. It's about like showing up, having fun, representing, and just keeping the community going.
Wow. You're the nicest guy in the fighting game community. By a mile.
By a whole mile.
By a mile.
All right, guys.
All right.
That's it.
That's it.
Until next Tuesday, I am Harrison with HonzoGonzo.
I hate myself.
See you guys later.